Good afternoon. Today's class, we are going to talk about the information security governance characteristics and challenges, as well as outcomes. So there are different governance areas are there, right? In the assets, we have to govern the assets. So similar way, market share and the stock price. Okay. So you have to govern it. And also the every employees, character, how they move and how they work, that has to be, governed. And the main thing is, the we have to protect the reputation of the organization. Okay, so every organization, the reputation is very much important, right? Okay, so that has to be, protected, and everyone have to meet the standard. Okay, these are all the areas. Okay, first we have to protect the assets and protect the market share and the stock price, then govern the employees, the reputation of the organization, then ensure the compliance requirements are met. Okay, so there is a difference between the governance and the management. Governance is the oversight, management is an implementation. Okay, in the governance, right decisions we are taking in an authorized way. Okay, the management, we are authorized to make decision. Okay, so governance is enacting the policy, management is enforcing the policy. Governance have the accountability, but management has a responsibility. So in the governance, we have strategic planning, but in the management, project planning. So in governance, resources are allocated, then the management in the resources are utilized in an efficient way. So these are all the differences between the governance and the management. Okay. So here we'll see about the characteristics of effective security governance. Actually, it should be an institutional wide. The entire institution, the security governance has to be followed. And the next one is the leaders are accountable. Whatever happens, the leaders are accountable. Okay. And it is also the requirements of the institutional. And it is a risk based one. Really, when we talk about the security, always, risk and the roles, responsibilities, and the segregations of duties are well defined. So that and all, well defined. Okay. So basically, it enforces the policy, and adequate resources are committed or not. Okay. So that and all, that and all, assured in the effective security governance. Every staff member have to be trained effectively, and a development life cycle we are using it. Development life cycle is nothing but any process that is a cycle. Okay, so that is a cycle. What is the next step? What should be the next step? Okay, so it is actually, it is planned, managed, and it should be measurable as well as, the measured one, and everything is reviewed as well as audited. Okay, these are all the things are the characteristics of effective security governance. Okay, so here, we are going to see the principle which describes preferred behavior to guide governance decision making. Okay, so some of the principle which we are following to make a good decision. making. First one is in a responsibility. Okay. So people have to be responsible. And the second one is a strategy. Effective strategy has to be followed. Okay. And accusation. Okay. Appropriate and ongoing analysis with clear and transparent decision making. We have to make the transparent decision making with the ongoing analysis. Then the next one is the performance. Okay. So it provide the services and various levels of service, and we have to give the quality service to be given. Okay. Then conformance. Okay. So all mandatory, legislation and the regulations, we have to follow it. Okay. So policies and the practices has to be well defined and implemented and enforced. Then the next one is the human behavior. Okay. So it is it include the current and evolving needs of all the people in the process. What are all the people are in the process? Okay, who are all involved? Okay. So that to be, um, that and all that and all, coming under the human behavior. Okay. Actually, when we take the IT policies or practices and the decisions, so the people will be involved. So everyone cannot able to do the things. Only the people, those who are allowed, are, doing the things. That is the people in the process. So these are all the various principles: responsibility, strategy, accusation, performance, conformance, and the human behavior. Okay. So the next one is the challenges. Okay. So everywhere we have to implement this one. So that is a challenge. Okay. Then proper institutional structure has to be followed. Okay. So it's not like, everyone have to follow their own structure. Okay. But proper structure has to be followed. Everyone have to follow the same steps. Okay. Then global legal compliance requirements. Okay. Globally, we have to understand the compliance requirement, what is expected globally. Okay. And the liability risk. Okay. So what are all the risk will come, that also, we have to understand. Okay. So we have to assess the security risk. Security risk has to be assessed. So, and the next challenges are, appropriate level of resources and the investment. Okay, that to be justified. Okay. So if I use some resources, so I have to justify. Okay. Then the next one is the security best practices, we have to follow it. Okay. And we have to overcome the difficulties in the security our culture. Okay. So even though, we are in the world of, computer, so we have many flaws are there. Okay. So that things we have to overcome. So now we'll talk about the outcomes. Okay. So what is the outcome of effective information security governance? Okay. So we will be having the strategic alignment. Okay. So, and um, for every institution, they will say, this is my plan, this is the way my structure will be there. Then the risk management, we can manage the risk. And we can manage the resources also, resource management, performance measurement. Okay. So we have to measure it. Okay. So we have to measure it. Okay. So, and we have to value delivery by optimizing the information security investment. Okay. So every investment, we have to value that one. Okay. These are all the outcomes. Okay. Defining the information security program. Okay. So we'll be having the long-term information security strategies are there. Okay. And we have institutional security plan. Every institution, the security plans are there, policies are there, procedures are there. All these things are, documented. Okay. So actually, we have, different plans, institutional risk management plans, institutional security strategy, okay, and institutional security plans. All these things are supported by academic and administrative unit. Security plan, system security plans, policies and procedures, and also the system architecture. Okay. So all these plans, either institutional risk management plans or institutional security plan. Okay. So they are supported by both academic and administrative units. Okay. And also everything will have its own policies and procedure as well as system architecture. Okay, with this, we'll finish today's class.